And I just think it's so important to really take other people's opinions with a grain of salt, because no one else knows what's best for you. As loving as they could be, as well intentioned as they could be, even if it's like your spouse, your kid, your mom, dad, obviously people that love you, your friends, no one knows what's best for you besides you, and in my case, in many of our cases, God. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about the topic of detachment. Exactly what it sounds like. It's detaching yourself from, it could be a lot of things. It could be detaching yourself from the outcome, detaching yourself from what other people think about you, detaching yourself from what other people want you to do with your life. For the last couple weeks, I've been going through this growing period, I guess you can say, where I wasn't fully detached of other people's opinions about me. And that showed up in me not even wanting to show up because I just was so overwhelmed with possible negativity or how people view me as, or expectation of what this channel should have been by now. And honestly, I was so anxious, stressed, and depressed that there were times that I didn't even want to get out of bed, let alone get on camera. And I started to realize that the reason for this anxiousness is because I was so attached to what this channel should have looked like by now. I was so attached to how people are viewing me right now. Because right now I'm just posting on Facebook and Instagram, and that's pretty much my family and friends. So I was just so attached of like what these people close to me are viewing me as, or how they perceive me, or wondering how they're thinking about me. And honestly, it was absolutely exhausting because it doesn't matter what they think about me. Honestly, like, I know I talk about a lot of topics on this channel, and it might seem that I've overcome so much, which I have, but at the same time, I'm also embodying this work as I work through it now. And I'm not perfect at absolutely anything that I've discussed. I wish I was, but I'm not, and I won't ever be, and that's okay. But I've just come to realize that the need of detaching from expectations of myself and for this channel, of people's opinions about me, about things that I don't even have control over or matter, right? And that really reminds me of a story of when I was in my early 20s. I went to, well, when I graduated high school, I went to a community college, and I kind of did like my, what is it, basics? I forgot what it's called. It's been a while. And I did that there, and then it was time to like transfer to a 4-year college. And I was so scared because it was like the first time I was leaving my comfort, leaving my friends back at home in New Jersey. And I was just so afraid of what the result would be, right? And I just remember, and I didn't have a lot of support at the time from anyone, to be honest with you. And 1 year before I transferred to a 4-year college in Idaho, I had gotten this amazing job. And I talked about it in the video This or Better, where it exceeded my expectations of pay and everything. So I was working at this job for about a year now, and I remember talking to my friends about it, about the decision of possibly going to Idaho. And the tricky thing was that I had also gotten accepted into a really good college in New Jersey as well. So like the logical thing would be, continue working at this company, maybe take a little bit longer for my degree, but still get it. And the reason why that was so important for me and people around me was because I was making decent money. And I just remember having this conversation with my friends of like, I think I might actually go for it. I think I might go to Idaho. I might quit my job. I might leave my family and friends. I might do this crazy thing. And I remember one of them was like, you must be stupid. You would be stupid to make that decision. Like with the job that you have, with everything you got going for you here in New Jersey, you would be stupid to do that. And then my other friend said, Idaho, like that's where they send people from the witness protection program. And I just remember, first of all, obviously, like, that's freaking hilarious, right? But, like, I I'm so glad that even though their intentions were good, they were worried about me. They wanted what was best for me. They knew that I was making good money and I could have a potentially good future in New Jersey. And I just had to step back and really ponder within myself. And I believe in God, so I definitely prayed about this decision. And I just remember I had to make the decision of detaching myself from what they thought was best for me. And I did go to Idaho. I did get my degree there. I did graduate from there. And it's just so crazy to me because that decision, that one decision that took me across the country outside my comfort zone for sure, and moving into another state with people that were very different from me and from the people back home. Because I did that, all these other decisions came about that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been able to detach myself from what other people wanted from me or what they thought was best for me. And it's just so insane because thanks to that decision, I was able to it was kind of like a domino effect in my life where that decision led to another. I ended up getting baptized in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's another story for another video, but that decision of getting baptized really changed like my habits, my lifestyle, the person I was dating at the time. That was not good for me, you know? And because of all of that, I was able to really change the outcome of my life. I also decided to serve a mission, which is pretty much a volunteer opportunity for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And that whole thing is another experience that was just so sacred to me. It really gave me a blueprint of how I wanted the rest of my life to be. Thanks to that mission, I was able to meet people that introduced me to my husband now. And again, if you've seen my videos, you guys know how much I love and appreciate him and how much that decision has changed the life that I have now in my home, where I feel safe, where there's unconditional love, where my daughter can grow up in that environment that I didn't necessarily have, nor did I ever think I could provide growing up the way that I did. And I just think it's so important to really take other people's opinions with a grain of salt because no one else knows what's best for you. As loving as they could be, as well intentioned as they could be, even if it's like your spouse, your kid, your mom, dad, obviously people that love you, your friends, no one knows what's best for you besides you, and in my case, and many of our cases, God. And I just think that detachment is just such an important factor because if we're not detached, like in my situation, I took 2 weeks off. Yes, there was a lot of things that happened in those 2 weeks. You know, things came up. But at the same time, the core of that was that I was just so attached to how this channel should have been performing, the numbers that I should have reached, the people that I should have impacted. And it just wasn't what I thought it would be. And I started getting really down on myself, like, oh, of course, like this didn't happen for you. Of course, like, why are you even wasting your time doing all these things? And now looking back, I come to realize that it's not that it doesn't matter. It's not the most important thing. Yes, of course, I would love to be successful and grow my channel and do all these amazing things. But just because the numbers aren't what I thought they should be, doesn't mean that I don't have an impact. And I have had friends and family members tell me, and even people that I don't know, tell me like, hey, this video really, changed my mindset about this. Or this is exactly what I needed to hear today. And who knows? I don't know where this channel is going to be. And honestly, I don't want to know. I don't want to have that fixation of like numbers and subscribers. And honestly, like I actually want to unsubscribe for notifications from YouTube altogether because I don't want that to be the motivating factor of what I bring to this channel. I want it to be from a place of embodiment. I want it to be like the things that I'm learning, like the last 2 weeks, like I said, the importance of detachment. I want it to be congruent with the life that I'm living now and not with the anxiety and stress and fear of like where I should be. Anyway, I honestly think that detachment is probably one of the most important things that we could do to live a life that we're proud of. And I think there's just so many factors that go into detachment that I think this should honestly be a series. And it might be, I don't know, maybe the month of July, it could be something that I talk about in different scenarios. Let me know down below if that's something that would interest you. That is what I wanted to share because honestly, it has impacted so many decisions of my life. And to this day, it's still something that I'm learning and cultivating and embodying for the rest of my life. Let me know down below the ways that detachment has helped you either make decisions or how it even has affected your life. Okay? See you guys in the next one. Peace.